Thanks for staying with us. So this matter of japa or no japa is our focus today. A Twitter user shared the story of a friend who abandoned his 350,000 naira a month job in Nigeria and relocated to Canada in search of greener pastures. 3 years on, he's complaining bitterly to his friends, saying how bad things are abroad and wants to come back home. However, music producer Samklef responded to him, that guy is just lazy. That if he puts his heart to it, he would actually make more money. So, in fact, interestingly, he said that he can make up to $3,000 to $4,000 a month. But he has friends that make $100,000 a month in Canada. So it's possible. So who, therefore, should japa? Is japa, as for those of you that don't know what japa means people are leaving, relocating. There's people that running away. So who are those that can abandon ship? Who are those that can stay? Who are those that Nigeria doesn't even fit you at all? I mean, I met this guy, someone I used to work with. This guy is very brilliant. I mean, when I see him as a treasure because he's such a great data analyst. Give him any raw data. Give him like less than 48 hours. This guy's giving you percentages. He gives you the permutation combination. He puts everything together into a page. And you're thinking, this complicated data, this guy has transformed it. I mean, because he was appreciated in his office, they loved him, but he jackpot. When he left, and they told him, Morayo, I've relocated, I'm like, you know what? It is your type. It's people like you because these are people that we don't appreciate people like that. We won't pay them for the work they do because they think you're just helping us to going to crunch the numbers and give me the figures. But in a different country, they see that kind of guy and he's well paid. So there are different people that should japa, and there are those of you that are very rugged, you know, hustle. Can you live abroad? So I'm asking a question. Who should japa? Should we all japa, or who are those that japa should not? Let me start with Morayo.
Okay, so given this man's story, I'm guessing in Nigeria you're earning about 350, probably you're doing like an office job, like a tush job, and then you go abroad. Tush job is not waiting for you. So you're used to the soft life. And then you're thinking that when you now leave and get abroad, you may get that kind of soft life, soft office. You have to work to earn it. And it's not just like the person who responded to him. So it's not that there are no jobs that can give him as much or more than he's earning at home. It's just that is he willing to do the kind of jobs? Because we heard some of these jobs are, you know, menial jobs, and we know the Nigerian attitude. To the Nigerian attitude, not all jobs are jobs, you know. We tend to look down on people for the kind of jobs that they do. And so some people, you hear some people who have not worked for years since they left school, and you say, okay, should I get to a teaching job? I'm like, no, I'm a graduate. And you're like, so what do you go to school for? You know, I cannot, you know. And so that's, maybe he had gone there with that sort of attitude. But like you said, there are some people who their skills is being looked at for worldwide. We hear about doctors, nurses, IT people. So those sort of people can just quickly, you know, plug into the soft life once they get there.
What are your thoughts on this?
So I'm going to quote my mentor. Dr. Lumide Emmanuel's message went viral a few months back. He said, if you are a lizard in Nigeria, you cannot become a crocodile in America. If you're a lizard in Nigeria, you just change your location to continue your lizardry where you are going to. So obviously, many people have different ideologies about what are the opportunities available for them there. So they're lizard, or they're a small little cat here, and they think that suddenly because they're in Canada, they will become a lion and they'll become the king of the jungle.
Oh, no.
But it is impossible for that transformation to happen if you don't do the journey within. So if you're successful in Nigeria, it is easy for you to go there with the mentality of, I'm going to be successful in this same place and make it work. I think people need to have the right perspective or right expectations, realistic expectations when they relocate, number one. Number two is the fact that people don't plan. Many people just think that once you just get documentation, you move there, everything is just going to align. There must be intensive plan before you relocate. What am I going to do there? How many months am I going to do odd jobs? What certifications will I need to become relevant in my field there? Those questions need to be answered, but those are the questions that make you a lion. And if you are not able to do it here, you probably will be able to do it there. So it's just the story of someone who has unrealistic expectations of what will happen when it goes there.
But we don't like. I don't like when people just assume that when you travel abroad, you're going to do menial jobs, you're going to be a second-class citizen. It doesn't. It's not true.
If you plan.
I mean, there are people that go there, and even though they're doing menial jobs, they're happy. What happens to the guy that's happy? So I'm a driver. Yes, I was a office worker in Nigeria. I was earning maybe 200,000 naira. I came to America. I'm a driver for a company, and I'm earning much more. My family is happy, and I'm content. Why is that a problem?
Morayo, they relocated from here without any medical background, and they are running massive business in the medical scheme. So it's about the internal parts, the capacity you have before you leave here.
Yeah.
But, sorry.
For someone who's earning 350,000 naira to decide to relocate, I consider that foolishness. Because I know some people who did not even start with 350,000 naira, and they have been able to work their way through and make it work. I think my first salary ever was 50-something K. You know, you started big. Mine was 30K. My husband was 38K when he started. You know, so for me, it's about the mindset. It's about you understanding that if you want a life, so there are two different categories of people. There are people who do not mind being in the middle, being mediocre, being average, being just okay and content, and that's fine. If that is what you want to, you just want to have the basics of life, just be comfortable, have 1 car, 2 cars max, you know, have a small house, raise your kids in good school, and that's the sort of life you want. Abroad is good for you. But if you're somebody who wants to make a change, wherever you find yourself, you'll be able to make it work. You just have to work on your mindset and know exactly what that clarity of that thing that you want to pursue. Now, it's difficult to break into a market where the systems are working. That's what happens when people go abroad. The systems are working perfectly. To break out, you have to be a genius. But here, we are still struggling with our systems, and people are basics, so to speak. It's easy. The opportunities here are massive. It's easy for you to sit down here, sell ekere, and make money. You just have to package it properly. You just have to have the right mindset. You just have to position yourself. So when we start thinking about what is that thing I have in my hands, for every time God wants to do a miracle, he will ask, what do you have in your hands? Moses, what is that thing in your hand? You say, I have a rod, and you saw how that miracle happened. Ask yourself as a Nigerian, what do I have that people will look for, that I can solve a problem? If you have that mindset, traveling abroad is not for you, because you'll be swallowed. There's no problem you want to solve here now that they have not solved already. So you just need to balance it.
You said something that was interesting, because I know a lot of people that they lived abroad and they come home because maybe they want to make plantain chips, and they come. So you are making plantain chips, you use it on a plastic bag. Somebody comes from abroad and it brings this new concept of, okay, I can actually package it nicely, and they find that the market is in Nigeria, because if they try to do that packaging where they live, nobody will buy it.
Many people are already doing it.
Yes.
Maybe I don't know if they're doing, but they bring it to Nigeria and they export it, and this is where the market is. So they from America they produce and ship to Nigeria, and they make a lot of money.
Right, let me quickly add this. You know, we see a lot of Nigerians trying to get out. We see a lot of white people trying to come in. The Indians right now have left their country. They are basically here taking up all our businesses. The Chinese, they are here. The Americans are coming in droves because they are seeing the opportunities that we are not seeing. So for me, it's just about opening your eyes. But for you to be any 300,
not for everybody.
No,
my sister.
You have to open your eyes to see the opportunity. Ask
let's go on a break.
What opportunity do you have on your streets where you can make money? You have not opened your eyes.
Hey, this is Nigeria. Let's go on a break. We'll dig further. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this Japa move, and I really like to hear from Nigerians living abroad, because many of you watch our show. Please call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also send us messages on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We'd love to hear from you. So, listen, this life is very simple. I know that many of us would like to do the big things, you know, accomplish this, but at the end of the day, it's about your house, your children, family, your basic needs at the end of the day. So all the ambition, for me, I always zero it down to what do I really need? And that's what the abroad offers, the basics. I can have a proper medical check. I can drive a decent car. I can have a decent house. And I'm okay. My children can come in and go out in any country. Now, I have peace of mind compared to the in Nigeria. That just to have that basic. You are constantly hustling and your kids don't see you. You don't have good medical care. You don't have good car maintenance scheme because you want mechanic will spoil it today. I'm not mechanic. You know, it's crazy. So you might be earning more, but guess what? You don't have peace of mind. So if you weigh both, am I not better off Japan?
Yeah. So the cost of living, we're doing cost of living versus standard of living. So you have someone who is earning so much money here in Nigeria, and yet the sort of things that they will have access to does not compare to what someone who's a teacher abroad that's earning. You find out a lot of people will tell you if they lived abroad, they would not do the work. They would not push themselves as much as they do in Nigeria. It says I have to pay for my electricity, I have to pay for my security, I have to do everything. And then I've worked so hard, I've made so much money, I can buy the best cars in the world, but I still have to drive it through this rough roads. You know, I cannot put the top of my car down and just go on a long drive and enjoy it. And then some people have decided, you know what, I want the easy life, just as you described. It doesn't make you mediocre. That you want just the basic does not mean that you're mediocre and you don't want the best for yourself. Sometimes the best can be gotten in the best education for my children, and people are willing to make that sacrifice. I'm going to make sure that what I can, I would live a much smaller life, live in a smaller house, maybe I would not own a car and use public transportation so that my children can go to really good schools and provide for them a better future. That does not necessarily make that person who is making that sacrifice average. You know, it's just thinking. And then many people have made, I know of people who have made this mistake. They sell off everything and they travel abroad. And as we mentioned earlier, you know, there are systems. There's a way that you need to work, you need to plug yourself into that system. And you have to earn it. You have to work for it. In Nigeria, really you can do the barest minimum, know a few people, know some, you know, one or two things. Before you know it, you have made your millions. But there, to make every million, there's a process. And it's you know, it's right there. And
that's easy.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, you get it.
Let me take this call from UK. Toby, are you there?
Oh, interesting.
Hi, Morayo.
Good morning.
Hi, ladies. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so let me get started. Number one, I would like to start by disagreeing with DC. And I'll tell you what. When I was in Nigeria, I earned about 750,000. And then I relocated to the UK. Now, coming to the UK was a tough decision because, I mean, who wants to leave a 750K job? You understand me?
Yeah.
But I can tell you that ever since I came here, I mean, the difference is where you don't come here with a Nigerian mentality. You come here, you understand the system. When I came here, I took certifications, I took courses, I understood the industry I wanted to get into. And by the grace of God, I was able to get a job. When I look back, I mean, within 2 years, I settled into the system. I was able to buy property. I was able to do this. I was able to do that. When I was in Nigeria, I struggled with so many things despite earning that because you would think, oh, she's earning so much. But guess what? Even with that so much, I could hardly, I mean, by the time you take rent, you have nothing.
Yes.
Depending on where, the other day we're talking about housing and all that. Depending on where you live. When you go to, I was living in a place where the minimum house I could get at the time was 1.5 million a year. You know, my younger brother struggled for so many years to get a job in Nigeria. He didn't get any. He got to Canada. He took a lot of certifications. He understood the system. He settled in, and he even earns more than me right now. So I think that when people go to the UK, regardless of what you earn, when they go abroad, they need to, first of all, know that there are human beings who live there as well. There is a system there. There is what you have to do to get into the system. You don't come with a secondary school certification from Nigeria and expect to fly in the UK or expect it to fly in America or in Canada. You would need to understand that system.
Thank you so much, Toby. Fantastic point. And I really like the fact that you explained it to us in plain terms. But from this tweet now, we're looking at those who go there and struggle. Let's focus on them. Because they are quite a huge bracket. A number of, I mean, Canada is even better because to come in, you have to be at least middle class, you have to be educated, you have to have a degree. So those ones, they will have a softer landing than those who just find a way to get a visiting visa, get into the US, and they are in the new country, and they have no clue.
And they're thinking that...
So those ones, they're different groups. Yeah,
just before we go into that place, I'll say that, let me just quickly address a lot of people that feel like, oh, people should not jackpot. Where are they going? Where are they living? They don't have the resilience to stay in Nigeria. Nigeria, it takes a lot for our system to succeed. And our system doesn't reward excellence.
Yes.
You know, our system does not reward diligence. Our system rewards connection and nepotism.
Exactly.
You don't need to know the job. Because you know the boss, you will get the job in Nigeria.
That's it.
So if someone who has someone has risen to a high level, not by knowing the job, but by knowing the boss, is now going into a system where all you need to do is know the work. It might cause a bit of conflict in trying to understand, okay, I don't really, how can I do this? We need to, and we're losing our best hands in this country because we keep on rewarding people that have only connection as opposed to those that have the know-how. So those that have the know-how go there and they succeed. Now to your question of, let's focus on people that are struggling over them. I would say that it's the same solution I give to those that are here. Decide what you want to do. Decide what it will take you to do it. And do it. So I want to become... I met a cleaner in the US on my last trip, and I was wondering, you speak so well, Kiniko, why are you cleaning in the hospital? And she was like, oh, I just need to do one course to become an assistant nurse. I'm like, why haven't you done it? It's just so tough. I'm finding it difficult to read.
Okay, now.
And I'm wondering, do you really understand how much you will earn when you do this course?
But as that cleaner, she's comfortable, though.
That is the thing. So she's not comfortable. That's the reason we have that conversation.
Yeah.
She's not, because she wants to buy a land in Nigeria. And she was mentioning how much her budget is. And I was wondering, in America, why are you earning so little? You cannot afford to do this. And she said, because of the work she's doing. So we dug deep. So there are people over there who are unwilling to do the work because you are used to a system here where you don't need to do the work. You just need to bravado your way through.
The struggling ones. See, there are other issues, there are other factors.
Thank you.
You have kids in the house and going to school. Yes, they are going to public school, but there are other bills you have to pay. So as this small job is meeting your bills, meeting your basic needs.
I have an example of someone who wanted to become a medical doctor in America, but what she could get at first was a medical assistant. Yes. And to do that exams, and it cost a lot of money. Yeah. And she's doing that work as medical assistant. She's doing other jobs. So she's doing 3 jobs. So for some people who already have money, they can do that thing within a year. They are medical doctors. For her, it's going to take her 5 or maybe...
Let me take Chris from Ghana. He's been holding for a while.
Okay.
Ghana, Chris, are you there, please?
Good morning, Morayo.
Morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
All right, good morning to all the ladies. I think, let me stay with the previous call and then deviate from, you were talking about the undocumented people, that the people that are not professionals, so to speak, compared to the previous
I can't hear you, Chris. Go ahead.
Now?
Yes, go ahead.
I think, let me remark differently from the previous caller that kind of a professional from UK, and you were talking about the people that are not fully documented, or people are not professionals traveling abroad. The truth about life is, you have to determine what you want for yourself as a person. Here in Ghana, for instance, healthcare is accessible at ABC. So can you access healthcare if you have malaria in Nigeria easily? So it's not all about money. Yes, if you want to make money and then undocumented or anywhere, you can make money in Nigeria. But the honest truth, if you want to live life, live it differently and meet up your aspirations and dreams, you don't have to live it in Nigeria. So it's what really works for each person is what you want. If this is driving force is money, of course, you can make it in Nigeria, make tons of it. But your driving force is to live a decent life and impact your society, your community, for instance. I don't think Nigeria is the best place to be. So it depends on what works for you.
I was going to come back to you. Or...
Yeah. Okay, so I was just explaining why that would be a problem. Sometimes it's not that they do not have the goals or they're not willing to do the work. It costs something to do those things. In Nigeria, it would be a lot easy. You know what? You mentioned how it's easier for if you have influence, if you know a few people in Nigeria. Recently, I was talking to someone and he says that while he was abroad, he went abroad for many years after university and he lived there. He lived comfortably, was okay. visited Nigeria, and all his friends were doing big stuff. And he was wondering, did I make a mistake going there? But they are doing big stuff, not because they know as much as he does or they are working as much, because they made use of the connections that they had. Yes. So they have used that to push themselves forward. If this set of people go where he is, they'll find it difficult or even more difficult.
Let me link what Mariam said. Come to UBC, because even in the abroad, the Americans that grew up together had their own network.
Yes.
The secondary school, the university, and they build. So they link into that network, but you are not in that circle. So you come in and having an issue to get. So you work times 2 harder than they. That's second. Then secondly, it's something about it's easier in Nigeria. It's cheaper. The doctors that we celebrate in America, they all had their foundations here. All of them. If you look at the numbers, you hardly, well, I don't know the exact figures, but I heard there was someone that was talking about, there was a speech I was listening to. He was saying that you hardly find a Nigerian born in America, raised in America, that actually became a doctor. The numbers are really, the doctors, very, compared to those who come from Nigeria. They had their first degree in Nigeria, and they brought that resilience with them to America, and they went into medical school, and they did very, very well. So the system itself makes you, in America, makes you like, you know what?
Average.
Average.
Everybody keeps you on the same level.
Keeps you in that average, but it's when we come, when we go over there, we come because somebody was talking about how Nigerians are so good in the system. They're very, very dedicated. They're committed to their work. They're disciplined. They have their work ethic is off the roof.
I think in America they said the Nigerian community is one of the most educated community in America.
May I disagree with Mariam and talk about just a bit, in terms of Nigerians here who need to do just the bare minimum and get the good jobs because of connections. So when it comes to intelligence, relational intelligence is still very key that a lot of people do not understand. The connections you think they are building, the network you think they are building, it takes a lot of work to maintain a relationship, to keep that relationship working for you at the time that you need it. So it's a different level of intelligence also that Nigerians leverage on. And I know that there's quite some people who would, give a job to somebody because I know the person, not because the person is good enough. But we're beginning to open our eyes to say, if we give you a job and you do not deliver, we take you out. You get somebody who will deliver. So a lot of Nigerians, even here, still get the jobs based on merit. So I don't want us to go with the narrative that's just because we know people here.
Let me take this call from the UK. I'll come back to you. Dr. Choma, are you there from the UK?
Yes, I am.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So the topic you're discussing this morning has no linear answer, right? Yes. So all your perspectives are correct. Right. Now it depends on how you see this thing.
Yeah.
I've lived in the UK for the past 11 years, and I left Nigeria in 2010. One point that I think it's Tope, the point she made that is so correct is that we run a system that rewards mediocres, that rewards nepotism, who you know, as opposed to excellence.
Yes.
But I want to agree with Obiajulu that it takes mindset. You can make it real big in Nigeria, live the life you want to live. So that's why I started my discussion or contribution this morning by saying that it has no linear answer. Yeah. So it depends from the perspective you're looking at it. If what you want in life is to live normal, comfortable life, you could also live it in Nigeria or live it abroad. But abroad makes more sense. If you want much more from life, you could also get it from Nigeria as well as get it from abroad. I run a company here. I'm a lecturer in the university, and I'm the convener of the Diaspora African Women's Support Network here in Scotland. So we do a lot of things. That was something I was doing in Nigeria before I came here to do my master's. And I got a PhD sponsored to do, I got a studentship to do my PhD, and I had to leave. I'm living here from that time till today. So abroad has lots of challenges. It's not a bed of roses. Right. You need to face the racism, which is equivalent to our nepotism and who you know. Yes. So you need to understand the system to be able to navigate it.
Right. Thank you so much.
I want to agree with you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chema. Yes,
so I also wanted to say that we're looking at the people who struggle abroad. Yes. So if we know how a lot of us get there, we don't have the requisite papers. You just smuggle yourself in and then you start. But if you have the requisite papers and you are willing to do the work, so the thing is, right here, a lot of us are over-pampered. People do things for us. Everybody's working for you. Everybody's doing something for you. I have a sister who lives abroad, and when she's in the office and she needs to stand, she's a nurse, she will stand for those hours non-stop.
That's 7 hours.
Non-stop. If you're taking a break for 1 hour, you will take a break for just 1 hour and you come back to your standing. But here, we have a way of, well, we are doing the work. I leave my office, I come to your office, I waste 30 minutes gisting with you, and it's okay.
Side business?
Yes, side businesses are running. You cannot try that there. So if you're not ready, if you don't have the capacity to stand and put in the work, you will struggle when you get there. Let's also not assume that their systems are that perfect, because all these things that, okay, so I know that you get in, you're settled, you get a car, you're able to get a house and everything. It's credits. You cannot save in the abroad. That's the truth. You struggle to save. You pay almost everything for your taxes and the bese that you'll be deducting. You bese for light, bese for car, bese for everything, and you're paying. So at the end of the day, you really do not have. So it also depends on mindset. And I'll go back to what Miriam said, that it's okay to say, this is the life I want. I will be content with this level. But if you know that you want bigger for yourself, I don't think abroad is the best place for you.
Okay, so let me go on a break. When we come back, we'll take this further. I'll take some more phone calls and messages from social media. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're loving this conversation. It's quite interesting because we're getting different perspectives. So there's no hard or fast rule to this. It's either with what works for you, really. Yeah, go ahead, Mara.
Yes, I just remember one of the callers says that when she was saying that when you go abroad, you use the system, you watch how it's done there, and then you don't go there acting like a Nigerian, behaving the way you would in Nigeria abroad. And so I think that's very important, is wherever you find yourself, find out what works there. So in Nigeria, I know BC tends to disagree with the fact that we're talking about how your connections and your network would push you, give you a lot of, maybe get you jobs and gives you leverage as compared to if we were living abroad. And that's the truth, because the reason why many of us hold placards and are screaming is because we feel, especially in government jobs, is nepotism. How is this person the head when the other, maybe 4 or 5 people beneath that person have worked so hard, given their years of service, their experience? It was just supposed to be normal that they would be the person that would take the position. But someone from nowhere comes in, an uncle, a brother, a father, calls somebody, and before you know it, somebody that was not even part of the system. So it comes into this system, and then 2 things happen. Either those who are there will try to see how they can bungle it for him because they're upset, or, he's working really hard to learn the ropes of the business. But working here in Nigeria, you understand that your network, your friendships is important. So that is part of what you need to do. If you decide that you want to make your life here, you understand that relationships matter here in Nigeria. How you push that. So let me just finish. There are a lot of people here who are so smart and so intelligent. They have left Nigeria, not because they didn't want to live in Nigeria, but because they were not appreciated. We're not really a merit-based society. Yeah. So for some people, they don't have that part of them of forming relationships. Some people don't want that. They just want to do their jobs and go home. I don't want to say to you, sir, and come to your wedding and come to your parties and be dashing you 50K every other month just because I want you to remember me. I want to play the politics so you remember me when it's time to give me a promotion. They'll go to a society where you just understand, every time I show up, I do my work. That's enough to make you
it doesn't make one better than the other.
Yeah,
it's different. Let me take this call from Abimbola in the UK. Are you there?
Yes, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
There is no comparison between, when you live in Nigeria or people living in diaspora.
It's just different.
I left Nigeria in 1988. I left Nigeria in 1988, and when Obiajulu, sorry if I don't pronounce your name correctly,
It's fine, man.
when she started our conversation here, and she said she earned 50,000 naira as a starter. When I was in Nigeria, before I left in 1988, my salary was 450 naira, and I was a young naval officer. When I got to UK, I discovered it was a big difference between the two countries. But the only thing we enjoy here in UK is because we have a system that works. You just have to work for you to get whatever you want to get. Like my sister said earlier on, that lady from Scotland, when I came to England, the first thing I found difficult was the things we get for free or things we take for granted in Nigeria. It doesn't apply to us in UK. When I came in here, I started working as a cleaner. And I made my way through, rank and file. I went to university, which I was unable to secure while I was in Nigeria. I got to university here, and I got a maintenance grant while they pay my school fees. I did my first degree, and I did the second degree. So I went on to become a radiographer. I worked in the hospital all through my life until I retired last year. So I'm on retirement, but despite all odds, I love Nigeria because that is our country. I love Nigeria so much, but unfortunately, we've not been able to have a good leader.
So, madam, let me stay with you. Let me stay with you for a minute. So you retired. Now, as a retired worker in the UK, what do you get? What are the benefits? How do you live right now?
Sorry, can you repeat your question again?
I said, as a retired worker in the UK, how do you live right now? Do you get monthly pensions? Does the state take care of you? What are the benefits as an elder, as a senior citizen in the UK?
Thank you so much, Morayo. I was about coming to that. In fact, immediately when I turned 60, the first thing I got was a freedom pass from the government. What that means is, when I go on the public transport, I don't pay when I use the train, the underground, London buses. And in fact, I get free medication. When I go to pharmacy, I don't have to pay. And there are some shops here in London. As a senior citizen, when something is sold for £5, they ask you to pay £2.50, and so on and so forth. We have a lot of things that luckily for me, I was on mortgage and I finished my mortgage 8 years before I started my retirement. So I don't have to rely on government for them to finance my housing facilities. So I live in my own house. If only we have all the system we have in UK, in Nigeria, Nigeria is the best place for anybody to live.
Thank you very much, Abimbola.
Your country.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. I think we learned a few things. So let's see a 60-year-old woman in Nigeria. We're talking about YK.
My mom.
YK is different. Okay,
Yes,
your mom.
yeah.
Right.
Who's
so a
worked.
60 who's worked as a nurse. She's still waiting for her pensions. I don't know if they paid it.
No.
So
They made it. Why? Because I know someone.
I know somebody. I know some simple.
Calls.
So a 60-year-old woman has retired in Nigeria. Doesn't get to go into some stores where you get paid 50% of the price. Doesn't get that free medical help, free access bus. We don't get that in Nigeria.
Nobody will stand up
my
for you in
point,
the bus.
the point therefore is that as a Nigerian right now, I'm young. It's not better for me to carry my load. I know that I'm going to work over there where when I finish working, even though, yes, I may not have a huge mansion and all the cars, I'm comfortable.
So if
the
all of
system
us
is taking care of
who
me.
will now stay here?
Yeah.
No, not all of us
We're not
want the
discussing
same things.
No, there's some-
Not all of us want the same
thing.
There's some people who know that they are not going to go and do. She said she started a cleaner. There are some people who will say over their dead body, they are not going to be anybody's cleaners. So they will stay in Nigeria and, leverage on their relationships that will get them there.
Right.
So some people will go there. But, there's something I want us to take away from this for Nigerians, which is we should stop looking down on jobs. we can do these jobs
The means
here.
to an end.
So that's one. First, we can do all these jobs that we go to do there. And second of all, the government now, the system has to appreciate, has to pay for what people, for the value that people give. So if I'm a cleaner, I'm not a second-class citizen, because when people say they go abroad and they become second-class citizens, there are some Nigerians that feel like second-class citizens in their own country.
Absolutely.
So because I'm a cleaner, I'm not a second-class citizen. Pay me what I'm worth. Give me a system that even though as a cleaner, I can at least shelter my family, feed my family, medicals, and wear clothes, and then give me opportunities to further improve myself.
Yeah, right. Okay, let me take this call from Abdul, then I come to talk with. Abdul, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, you're live.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. So, about this Japa stuff, I just graduated last year. I just finished my service, last year. So, I've gone to a lot of interviews trying to get jobs and all that. And now, I have opportunity of traveling outside Nigeria. Well, my parents want to, help me. But now, I saw the topic, I was like, wow, okay, let me just concentrate and see if I can gain a lot of things there. And I have faced a lot of people calling. I've gained what I needed. Now, I need to travel out of this country as well. Because I can't imagine a lot of interviews that I've been to that are telling different of things. I'm still young and struggling to get a job now in Nigeria. So, why will I continue to stay here when I notice that I'm not getting any green light right now?
Right. Thank you, Abdul, for sharing your thoughts. Yes,
I want to just say this because I've had conversation in recent time with someone who is abroad, and she's really, really struggling. Like, she feels depressed. She feels nothing is working. Was even saying she's contemplating suicide. And I've heard many stories like that, where people are in a society, they can't figure it out, and they're alone. And I was wondering, come back home. Like, if it's not working for you there, come back home. It's the faster you come back home and get solutions from friends, family around you to rally around to find a way to lift you, the better. Because many people struggle abroad and it never clicks.
Ashiri Bo abroad.
No, we think Ashiri Bo, but you are not happy. Ashiri Bo is like, nobody knows what you're going through. Because if your
honor is protected.
Your honor is protected abroad. Nobody knows what you're going through. You can be struggling there, and you take picture. You are wearing winter jackets, and there is snow. It looks like you are okay, but you know you're not okay. Yeah. And you know you don't have a quality life. You know you're unhappy, and you know you're not getting a good job, or you are still you are 10 years down the line, barely feeding yourself. Like, things are not getting better. Just come back home. And some people have made that decision to come back home and things get better.
To what? To this?
Morayo,
You and I can survive here, but sometimes it's hard for them to survive here. I struggled, Mariam. For the first 3 years, I was depressed.
But look at you now.
I was depressed because I had when I moved on, I was crying daily. I was depressed. My mother was there to support me. I was jobless. I lost my job.
Okay.
I got fired. I didn't have a job. I had nothing. My father was sick. My mother was there, needed help. Everybody, my brothers were sending money to maintain. But it was difficult for us. It was hard.
But there's always trying times. Everybody, I lost my job for 5 years as well. I was crying as well.
I had people.
You have
around
people
here.
You have support.
You have people here. You have people here.
Those person might not have anybody in Nigeria.
It's usually tough. Many people, the only reason they don't come back home is because of shame.
Yeah.
Many people stay in an uncomfortable situation in America. I know someone whose baby, like, she was living in a, she moved into somebody's garage. I was a visitor in that person's house. She moved into somebody's garage. It was cold. And she had to move there with a child. And I'm wondering, why are you doing this?
Okay,
she doesn't have a job. These were really hard. She was putting load everywhere.
Does she have a better option
She's not documented, so she can't get a good job.
Let's explain it to people.
I'm saying people
not
are stuck. You don't have it. You can't get a document. You don't have a document. You are undocumented in America.
So the documented ones can work. It's the one that's not documented.
So what I'm saying is, if you find yourself in a hard place, come back home. Okay. Someone in Dubai has gotten to a stuff where the government are having issues. Nigerian government having issues with Dubai government. She can't work. She doesn't want to come back home because she has already spent all her money being there. Come back home.
Let me take this call and I'll come to you, Maria. Rotimi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Beautiful ladies from Nigeria.
We have lots of UK calls.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I just want to contribute a little bit about this interesting topic. Comparing life from Nigeria, honestly speaking, is two different things. In Nigeria, if you are from first-class family or people that are really wealthy in Nigeria, you will not have the need to come to abroad. But if you are struggling in Nigeria financially and you are from a very poor family, I believe it's easier to make it in abroad. And secondly, in abroad, like UK here, everything works. At times I find it very disheartening when I hear people, there's no life, security, anything you can think of. You can live a comfortable life here in UK than Nigeria. I know a lot of friends. I send money to a lot of friends. Some people can't pay their school fees and they can't even feed. In here, there's nothing like that. In UK, if you hold £20 for instance, you can do a shopping that will take you and your family for the whole weekend. Yes. And Nigeria, you look at life there, you hear all the time Nigerian students are on strike. It doesn't happen. If you are here, believe me, your children, the worst school here is better than the best school in Nigeria. Nigeria, things are not working. That is why people are living. Nobody wants to live in motherland. So say I'm going to a foreign country, which you don't know what the world holds for you out
All right.
there.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I have to wrap up on this.
Okay, please, let me, I've not spoken since. I've just been listening and taking in all the information, and I've been enjoying it. But the truth is, there's struggle everywhere. I think I've said it on this table before. When I traveled, I saw a lot of homeless Americans. They were the American citizens that did not have places to stay. They were living under the bridge, especially in New York. There were certain places I went there and I saw them. I was shocked because everybody was hyping. Once you travel outside, your life is just automatically becomes better and everything. And I saw people who were struggling. There are still a lot of people who do not have jobs. There are still a lot of people who do not have medical care. The thing is, ask yourself, what do I want for my life? Have clarity on that. Wherever you find yourself, you can make it. It just takes your mindset. That's how I want to live it.
Yeah,
but there's struggle everywhere. There's struggle.
And I agree with that, but I just wanted us to also make sure that we understand that sometimes when Nigerians go abroad, they go abroad undocumented. And you expect to just enjoy what people who are doing it right to, you have to understand that if you are undocumented, there's consequences for that action. Yeah. So you don't use that story and say to Nigerians, oh, it's not working there, but are you there the right way? Exactly. Were you doing the right thing and it didn't work for you?
And so, and I'm wrapping up, Auntie, one final thoughts? That's how we have to go.
My final thought is people need to increase their self-belief. Like, believe in yourself. If you're facing challenges where you are, acquire the necessary training you need to improve yourself. If you're undocumented, find a way. If you cannot find a process to do it, come back home. But most importantly, believe in yourself. Yeah. I know anywhere I find myself, I would make a way. I would tunnel through. I will fly through. I will succeed. In any country of the world, you throw me I know I will succeed. Yeah. That's my self-belief. I think that's the mindset everybody should have.
I've been trying to get my husband to have this conversation for a while, and he keeps trying to tell me that abroad is not for him. And one of the reasons is that wherever we go, he knows somebody. I mean, like, anywhere. Great Ife. Enter a room, Great Ife. Because I'm looking for something. Do you know anybody? Hey, I have an Ife guy that goes there now.
Is that wrong?
I'm saying that he has his entire life here. Community. So we make use of the connections here in Nigeria. So someone like that, going abroad, he'll be like throwing him somewhere he totally cannot understand. Yeah. To destabilize someone like that because he has built
do you want to go back?
I would love to go back to America. I would love to, but I know my husband will not allow me. Wow. But the point is that at the end of the day, it's about what makes you happy, what makes your family happy. Yeah. And whatever it is, be true to yourself. As Tope has said, if you are there and it's really hard, come home. If you are in Nigeria and you like to do it right, just like Mariam highlighted. Yeah. Don't go the back door, take a visa, and say, you're going to suffer. You're going to stay in somebody's garage, and you're just going to be suffering. Do it the right way. Relocate and enjoy. At the end of the day, we want to have a peaceful life. And that's what we're looking for. All right, that's all we can take. And we hope the government will take a lesson from this and try to put things in place to ensure that Nigerians who live in Nigeria are also comfortable. Like we had on that caller, a 60-year-old woman, she's living comfortably. Do that for our elders in Nigeria. That would make a huge difference. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we want another interesting topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.